This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back into Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, as we begin hour 2 with you. I'm Grace Remington with Will Hill, keeping you updated on all the action today. Game 7, the 2 best words in all of sports. We got 2 of them today. Denver and OKC going on right now in the NBA. Then we have Toronto and the Florida Panthers later on in the NHL. Keeping you updated on the PGA Championship and all the baseball games as well. But the second half for Nuggets Thunder is just underway. The OKC went into halftime with a 14-point lead, and so far they are holding on to it, 62-46. About 11 minutes here in the third, and they are a live 15.5-point favorites. But Will, what are you seeing here as we start the second half?
Yeah, just a couple turnovers again to start the half here. We are under review here. Gordon got called for an offensive foul, swinging the elbow, hit SGA in the face. SGA was close enough to him where I know you get some space as an offensive player. So I think this is a Denver challenge, trying to get this reversed and actually get a call on SGA for being in his personal space, if you get the term of it. But interesting review coming up. I guess you could also call it a flagrant if you did think he was giving Gordon enough room, that SGA was giving Gordon enough room. You could call a flagrant because of the elbow. So we'll see how they adjourn this. I think the call will probably end up standing, but this is one that could go either way. But Denver's in rough shape. I don't think Denver's winning this game. I don't think they have a rally. They're too turnover prone. They just don't have enough bodies. It's Jokic and it's whatever you're getting from Murray and not much else. Gordon's completely hampered, clearly hampered. Porter Jr. and Westbrook have not given them much. And OKC just looks like the younger, faster, more energized, and better team. I mean, there was a reason they were, whatever they were, minus 900 or whatever coming into this series. And they were down 10 early. They answered the punch. And I do think that OKC wins this game. And that will look back at this series as their test in terms of becoming a championship team. So I think OKC, if they get out of the series, like it looks like they're going to, is in good shape here to win a championship and move past Minnesota and beat whoever comes out of the East. I don't know that the Knicks or the Pacers would give OKC more than like a 5-game series. So still a long way from that. We'll see if Denver has a run in them. Live total 16.5 as the call on the field is upheld. So it's still a foul here on Gordon. They didn't change it. So it's going to be OKC ball up 16 as they are looking to put this away. And they actually did call a flagrant on Gordon. So this is going to be 2 free throws for OKC. This is just getting ugly for Denver here.
Yeah, turnover's a big problem in this one. Coming into the playoffs, OKC had ranked number 1 in the association in turnover ratio. The Nuggets ranked 13th. Denver averaged 14.2 turnovers per game. They are going to surpass that. They had 14 turnovers in the first half and allowed 14 points off of those turnovers. So that's a huge problem in this game. Neither team really shooting from 3 well, but I guess for OKC, it doesn't really matter in this one. They're also shooting 48% from the field, 49%. So, it looks. We've learned in this playoffs, those double-digit leads sometimes don't matter. But when you're looking at a team like Denver, where their depth is getting thinner and thinner, and OKC is already younger and more athletic, it kind of looks hard to come back from this one.
20-point game now, 66-46. So if you took that OKC second half money line, you're in good shape. You're leading the second half 6-0, and this is just this is getting uglier and uglier. Murray misses a 3. OKC not able to get the rebound, and Denver retains possession. But 20-point game in OKC with just how deep OKC is going to be tough. We do have some movement back in the PGA. Scheffler. What got as low as like minus 130. He is now up to a minus 275 favorite. Rahm back to plus 225. As Scheffler now has retaken the lead. He's 1 over for the day, 10 under overall. Rahm 9 under, Fitzpatrick 7 under, Harris English 6 under. So Scheffler responds here and is back up top here on the PGA standings.
Yeah, Scheffler showing that bounce back ability there. I believe his bounce back rate in this tournament is 50%. He entered the tournament leading the tour in bounce back rate. That's always going to be important when you're playing a championship course. But after he has 3 bogeys today. After 2 of them, he has followed up with a birdie. So that's obviously huge. But Jon Rahm holding his own here now with the solo spot in second place. Matt Fitzpatrick, JT Poston, and Alex Noren tied at 7 under. I do have a top 10 ticket on DeChambeau, so at least I have that going for me as he's tied for 4th. 4 strokes back of the lead, 6 under for the tournament, 1 under for the day. But I'm just happy that this has kind of turned into a race at the end of the tournament here, because Scotty's lead entering the day, was it? I mean, it was, I don't remember what it was now at this point, but it was big.
3-shot lead, I think.
And everyone, oh, was it really? It felt so much bigger.
Right.
Maybe just for me, since my guys were kind of further back, but everyone was coming into today saying, pack it up. It's Scotty's tournament. He's going to win another major. And now we've got a little bit of a competition here. And, on a day where you got 2 Game 7s, a little competitive major championship, that's all you can ask for. Let's get into some of these MLB scores for you. Rivalry weekend wraps up on the diamond. The A's, there we go, back on top of the Giants. 2-1. They were a plus 235 live underdog when they trailed 1-0. They are now minus 120. And so my first 5 plus 115 still lives. The Angels adding to their lead on the Dodgers, 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Diamondbacks leading the Rockies, 1-0. The Mariners now taking the lead against the Padres, 2-1 in the top of the 4th. And then later today, we have the Subway Series. In case anybody missed that earlier, I like Max Fried to record a win at plus 135. Will, what were your angles on the Mets-Yankees as Yankees, the minus 163 favorite here?
Yeah, and by the way, Denver hits OKC. It's a 3. It's now 69-46, so it's a 23-point game. And this was 21-10 at one point. This is a 59-25 extended run. OKC just burying Denver here. So that game appears to be over. I like the over tonight in the Subway Series. I just think that 2 good offenses, good hitting environment, short porch in right field. Mets really due to bust out. 2 runs on Friday night, 3 runs on Saturday. A lot of power for both teams. So good matchup of lefties, but this should be a fun game. I do think that we'll see some runs here. I do like your Fried at plus money. I might add that one, but I do think that this is an environment conducive to runs when you look at the 2 lineups going tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Pitching, it's a little bit better for pitching today. I mean, I would say it's good hitting weather. We're still going to get high 60s, but relative to yesterday, I should probably have explained that a little bit clearer, because it's all about the visual memory of the hitters. How does the ball move differently day to day? And today it will be moving a little bit better out of the pitcher's glove just because of that drop in temperature. It won't be as drastic as, let's say, like the hitting team is playing in the heat in Texas one day and then flying to Boston in the cold the next day. I mean, something that drastic does take a few days for your eyes to catch up to your muscle memory. But it's just one of those things where I'm not too keen on the over today. But I do like Max Fried to record a win here, plus 135. I think it's a nice way to get a better price on that Yankees win. If you need help, by the way, placing some of these bets, a good place to get a hint is over at vsin.com and to take a look at the betting splits. It tells you where the money is really going. Unlike other sources, our betting splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings Sportsbooks, giving you insight into where the sharp action is landing. So Circa is known for taking big bets from professional bettors, while DraftKings provides a broader market perspective. That means you are getting the real action, not just the public money, but the respected money. And those are the kind of wagers that move lines. So when you go check out the Circa betting splits, that's the money you want to follow. You can see the percentage of tickets versus the percentage of handle on every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get VSiN's exclusive betting splits for as little as $9.99 for your first month at vsin.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. OKC now leading 69-48 with a little under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. This is not going well for the Denver Nuggets. Wow. OKC, a 21.5 point live. Would you take the Nuggets live plus 21.5? Can they make a run at the end? Or is this the kind of thing where once you kind of see that the game is out of your reach, you just take your starters off the floor and just kind of concede?
Yeah, game 7, I think Denver will fight to the end, but no, I want no part of Denver. OKC just looks a step faster. Denver just looks tired, old, slow. I mean, they're a thin team to begin with. Gordon banged up. It's been a lot of Jokic. Remember, they played this is their second consecutive 7-game series. So OKC just looks younger, fresher, better. I would expect more of the same here. So hopefully people took the OKC second half money line at the half at -125. I'm kind of wishing I'd taken it for a little bit more, but I think OKC continues to run away. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game by 30-plus points. So if anything, I would lay it with OKC.
Right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Jalen Williams with 19 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. So he does go over his points prop. On the other side, Nikola Jokic leading the scoring for the Nuggets with 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Coming up on the other side, we are going to the WNBA season just kicked off a couple days ago. We're going to talk to Dano Mataya from herhoopstats.com, get some great WNBA capping information from him.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back into Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I'm Grace Remington with Will Hill, keeping you updated on all the sports action today. Right now, OKC leading Denver 76-57 with just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Scottie Scheffler hanging on to a 1-stroke lead at the PGA Championship. He's 10 under for the tournament, 1 stroke over Jon Rahm. So we'll be tracking that throughout the afternoon. But I would like to head over to the court now because the WNBA season just tipped off on Friday. And for more information on that, Dano Mataya joins us on the Progressive guest line. Dano, thanks so much for joining us today. I want to ask you kind of a broad question to start off. For those who are new to WNBA betting, and the W is getting so many new eyeballs now, what are some tips you have? How is it different from betting women's college hoops or the NBA?
I think for most importantly, lines move incredibly fast. As soon as they open, I feel like they get hammered. So they move fast and they move very long. I mean, like yesterday, I think Seattle opened at +1.5. I think it closed at Seattle -8 and they lost by 20. So things happen like that all over the place. Access to information is huge. We know these rosters only carry 12. And unlike, the NBA where a player can come off the bench and drop 40, that's not happening in the WNBA. So following Twitter accounts or X accounts for injury updates is huge. Staying in the know. Getting access to information is huge.
In baseball, Dano, we get to bet against the Rockies pretty much every day. They're a team we can bully. Is there any team like that in the WNBA where you just look to fade them every day? Is there a team that you can pick on here going forward?
Right now, it's, every season's different. And so we just started. Every team has basically played one game. And a team that I think is going to be a major fade to start, it's probably going to be the Golden State Valkyries. They're the new expansion team this year. They just don't really have enough horses. Granted, they might win some games. I think their season win total is at 8.5 coming in out of 44 games. So they're going to get beat up a lot. They really kind of lost all momentum in the second half against the Sparks on Friday, ended up losing by 17. I think that spread was 6.5. But I'd say them for sure. I think Dallas is going to look really shaky to start. They play Seattle on Monday. They're 2.5 home dog, but they don't really have an identity yet. Brand new coach, and Enrique just hasn't really produced when it comes to wins. They don't really know to get Page the ball a lot. It's going to be tough for that team for sure. And then lastly, I really think Chicago Sky is going to be a big fade until they start to figure things out. Granted, the Fever are amazing this year. Caitlin Clark is the best guard in the WNBA, and they got some new firepower, but losing by 35 is not a good look.
We'll get more into the Fever, but we do have a game tipping off in less than an hour here. It's the Minnesota Lynx and the LA Sparks, and it does look like the line has moved Minnesota's way, opening at 4.5. They're now a 6-point favorite. Anything you got for this game?
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Steam. I would take the Lynx here at -6. Even if they start a little bit slow, they're the finals runner-up. If it wasn't for Stewie's free throws to put him in the overtime in Game 5 of the last year's finals, they would have another championship. And they bring back basically everybody. Granted, Caleb McBride will not be playing today, but they got Alana Smith back from injury. She is active and starting. And to me, the Sparks, they just had Ray Burrell go down with a knee injury. They had 9 players available for their last game against the Valkyries. Kelsey Plum played 40 minutes on Friday night. Granted, she had 37, and she's incredible, but I think the Lynx are just too good. Nafisa Collier might be the best player in the world. And I think just over the course of 40 minutes, the Sparks won't have enough dogs to keep going.
From a future standpoint, we have Liberty, Fever, Lynx, and Aces all between +230 and +400. Is it just one of those 4 teams? Is there a sleeper? Is there any value on this futures board as you see it?
Yeah, no one outside of those 4 is a real contender in my eyes. Definitely not. And I mean, it's kind of been like that with the WNBA for a long time outside of maybe Chicago's run. And they kind of just stayed in the middle of the pack the whole way with injuries. But this top 4 is so loaded. I think value's pretty much gone at this point, but there's other things to look for. I think, Mystics to make playoffs, I think is at +450. Maybe higher at some places. They start off 2-0. I think Sydney Johnson's doing a fantastic job. I think it was 60-1 at Coach of the Year yesterday. Now it's down to 30-1, 25-1 at some places. Brand new coach and has a young team with some good vets who are going to be feisty in every game. And I don't think this is the year to completely tank for those teams that are sort of towards the end and don't have a chance to win it all. Because the year after this one is when Juju Watkins will be coming to the WNBA.
Wanted to get your thoughts on this Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark situation. Always entertaining when those 2 ladies play. But yesterday there was a situation where Caitlin Clark kind of swatted the ball as Angel Reese was driving. Clark was assessed a flagrant 1. Then there were offsetting texts on Aliyah Boston and Angel Reese. Just a bunch of emotions going on, and at the end of the day, everyone called it a basketball play. So what did you think of that situation?
I thought it was a basketball play for the most part until I saw another angle from behind where Caitlin definitely shoved her a bit. So, I mean, there was definitely some added intensity there. Granted, Caitlin was shoved around and pushed around her entire rookie year. And I mean, did I think that Angel kind of sold it a little bit also? Yes. But I mean, Caitlin has obviously been hitting the gym too. She's a lot stronger. So, I thought it was a little bit too much. I wouldn't say it's completely a basketball play. Could have wrapped her up or done something like that. But I think the bad part is you're going to get a lot of negative media push out of it. I still think at the end of the day, they're just 2 competitors who love the game of basketball. Granted, I think Caitlin is on another planet right now and will continue to kind of take over this league, to be honest. She has just another level when it comes to IQ and feel of the game, just in full control. This Fever team is so dangerous. And I think, Angel was probably right to react in the way that she did, because, I mean, anytime you get shoved, you kind of want to, get up in there. I don't think Aliyah Boston's technical was necessary. She just tried to kind of have Caitlin's back a little bit. But all in all, I mean, it gets more eyes on the game. I think there's a reason that Caitlin's games do crazy numbers, and especially the Chicago Indiana games with this kind of, I think people compare it a lot to Magic and Bird, but these two players do so much numbers, and it's good for the game in the long run. I don't like the when they bring race into it or anything like that, because these two teams are really competitive. I hope for the sake of the game that Chicago can win a couple against Indiana. I don't know if it's going to happen this year with Chicago's new look, and they have a lot of things to figure out. And the opposite of that, Indiana is incredible. They got a great coach now. No disrespect to Chrissy Sides last year, but Stephanie White's on a different planet compared to her. DeWanna Bonner's got championship experience. Natasha Howard, championship experience. And you got, a deep bench. That team is so good. So the rivalry might lose some light if Indiana keeps dominating. But all in all, do I think it was not fully a basketball play? Yes. Caitlin Clark did push a little bit. I don't think she meant anything malicious out of it. It was a tough foul. I think we hopefully can move on without too much negativity.
Last minute or so, Clark is the favorite, plus 175 to MVP. Any value on her, anybody else, or any other awards you're thinking of? I know you mentioned Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I think the two rookies out of Washington have some value. I grabbed Sonia Citron at 14-1. I think she's down to 750. Kiki Arioffen also on that same team. They might cannibalize the vote a little bit, but she's at 14-1 right now. She's had two really tough matchups in her opening games and probably got the better of both players, and Brittany Griner and Tina Charles, two probably Hall of Fame vets. And she dropped a double-double today in another win. She's starting. I don't know if she's going to give up her starting spot for the rest of the year. The kid's incredible. Sonia hit an incredibly big shot. I think she had 15 points in the second half today. They're getting a lot more time than Paige Beckers. So a Rookie of the Year, I like those two for sure. I just don't think Paige is going to get the same kind of shine unless the vote is media driven, but unless there's a crazy narrative with it. For MVP, I think Caitlin does have a real shot, but it kind of depends on the team's success. We were talking about the Lynx earlier. The Lynx are incredible. Fee is also incredible. When I say Fee, I mean Nafisa Collier. 35 points in her first game out. We'll probably have another 30-point output tonight. I think she's probably got some value at 250 or plus 300 some other places.
All right, Dano Mataya from herhoopstats.com. Awesome insights. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Dano.
Yeah, good
Great
luck
job
with your bets today. All right, coming up next, we get back to the NBA, as this game is pretty much a blowout at this point, and some updates on PGA Championship. This is Live Bet Sunday.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back into Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I'm Grace Remington with Will Hill, taking you through all the sports action today. The PGA Championship still very much competitive here. Scottie Scheffler hanging on to his one-stroke lead. He is through 12 holes, teeing off at the 13th right now. Jon Rahm, though, right behind him, one stroke back, 9 under for the tournament, 3 under for the day. He has 3 birdies total, no bogeys, and me personally, I am rooting for Bryson. He's 3 back of the lead, so of course, anything's possible here, as he went back-to-back birdies on 14 and 50, but now he enters the Green Mile, that toughest stretch of the tournament. So my top 10 ticket on him at least looks good for now, as he sits tied for 3rd with JT Poston, 7 under for the tourney. 3 strokes back of the lead, but hey, if he wants to go win outright, if Scottie has some type of meltdown, that would be okay with me too. Taking a look at OKC Denver game 7 here, the Thunder running away with it, up 96-72 as we're about to hit the break after the 3rd quarter. And Will, did you end up playing that second half money line?
Yeah, I took OKC second half money line at minus 125. I thought what is happening is what would happen. I just thought that Denver, after a 21-10 lead at the Open, that's a long time ago now, is So OKC hits the free throws, 97-72. Denver's going to have a heave here. It's going to get tipped, and we are at a 25-point game as we head to the fourth. So just a matter now of what the final score is OKC is just having a party here. They're going to the conference finals. They're going to be the home team throughout here, and it does feel like OKC probably in good shape here to get to a finals and win a championship. So Minnesota's played them tough. We'll see how that goes. A little disappointed. I was hoping for a better game. I was looking forward to it, and then when Denver had the good start, maybe the moment's too big for OKC, and Denver's experience is going to get them through, but not enough bodies, not enough talent for Denver as they, barring a miracle here, are going home, and it's going to be OKC moving on to a conference final. So we'll keep an eye on that. Scheffler minus 300, Rahm plus 275. Is Rahm worth the bet here or not necessarily?
275. Let me pull up my my golf metrics here. Yesterday was fantastic for Rahm. He gained strokes across the board, but tee to green and approach were the best places for him. Not gaining as many strokes today, although if Scheffler, I mean, something just seems to be off with him. Honestly, I would fire on Rahm. I just really want my Bryson tickets to cash. I guess, man, you know, I like Rahm. I like playing these live guys because everyone underestimates them, especially in DFS. So, you know, I once I have a moment here, I think I might try to get in on that because I need 2 strokes. Yeah, I kind of like that play. But I wanted to go back to the NBA here because entering the day, I was eyeing the Denver Nuggets team total under. I just thought this was an interesting trend that road underdogs have gone under their team total in 21 of 34 Game 7s since 2003. Kind of playing into the whole, you know, it's just a grueling schedule. And everyone kind of has seen each other's cards at that point. You mentioned the Nuggets have played more than anyone else at this point, but their team total is 98.5. They're sitting at 72 points. Do you think they can clear it?
What number did you need?
It was 98.5. They've scored 26 in the first, 26 in the third. I'm actually just going to get out my calculator. 72 plus 26.
You're in good shape.
Whoa, that's 98 exactly. Okay. We might win by that.
Your live total here is, oh, wow, it's right on the number, 98.5. So
all right. This will be a fun one.
You don't have any value. You don't have any negative value. It gets wonky when this game is such a blowout because it can be almost like a scrimmage, like it's open gym when it becomes, you lose the intensity and you start to put in, backups at some point. And it's just quick shots and the game's just out of hand. I don't know if the fact that it's in a Game 7 changes that. But I would certainly look towards the under more than the over. So I do still like your side. By the way, some baseball here. Go to the bottom of the fifth in Arizona. Arizona up 1-0. So if you took that under first 5, you're in good shape. Grace gave you a winner with the A's up 2-1 in the 7th in Sacramento. And the Angels still blanking the Dodgers 4-0. What a strange series here. Hopefully, good news for the Dodgers. If they get back to the World Series, they will not be facing the Angels because the Angels have given them a hard time this weekend.
Yeah, this is weird, and I'm glad I didn't actually play that Yusui Kikuchi prop because he's 62 pitches through 4 innings, no earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. I don't know where the heck that all came from. He had a 4.90 expected ERA heading into this one. His strikeout rate had dropped from 26% to 20%. His walk rate had jumped from 6 to over 10%. So maybe, you know what, maybe he plays to the level of his competition. He was just really motivated today. By the way, Tony Gonsolin only went 4 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs on 4 hits with 3 strikeouts, 97 pitches in 4 innings. So that's actually kind of what I expected. But yeah, I did play a little bit on the Dodgers' first 7 team total. So I need 5 runs in 2 innings here. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But either way, it's already a winning day for me because I got the A's plus 120 in the first 5. So we haven't talked about the upcoming Eastern Conference Finals between the Knicks and the Pacers. New York a minus 140 favorite on the series line here. The total games, 5.5, juiced minus 170 to the over. Do you have any thoughts on this series yet?
I played over 5.5 games. I laid $1.65 at DraftKings. I'd be shocked if somebody sweeps or wins in 5. I think this is a very competitive series, a very exciting series. Remember now, it doesn't start till Wednesday. So both these teams that, the Pacers are always in your face, playing pressure, defense, just pushing everything. And the Knicks are a physical team and they don't rest their guys. So these teams can both use the break and they get a little bit of a breather. And remember, they met in the second round last year. It went 7. The Knicks lost. The Knicks just ran out of bodies. Everybody got hurt. They couldn't close out the series after going ahead 2-0. I think the Knicks get revenge here. I don't know that the Pacers have an answer for Brunson. Pacers will certainly have their moments on offense, and they'll have their moments at home. I think this goes the distance. I think the Knicks win in 7 and go to the finals. So over 5.5 games, I like. Knicks in 7 is 4-1. I like that. I think this is a good series, a long series, a series I ultimately think the Knicks win. What do you think?
Okay, so you have Knicks in 7. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How many games? Because I do like the Knicks. And here's why. I think the Pacers are going to have negative shooting regression here because through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, they have an effective field goal rate over 58%. That would be the highest mark in NBA playoff history. Their offensive efficiency during the playoffs is 2 points higher than it was during the regular season. And this is according to Second Spectrum. The Pacers rank 7th among all the playoff teams in shot quality, but they've outperformed the quality of their shots by more than double the amount of any other team. So essentially, they've been getting really lucky. Now they face the Knicks defense, which held Boston to almost 9 fewer points per 100 possessions than the regular season, and held Detroit to 5 fewer points per 100 possessions than they scored in the regular season. So they're already overperforming on offense. Now they face a good defense. So that to me is enough to say, like, Pacers have been really fun. They've been a cool story. It's easy to root for a team from Indiana. Indiana are just nice folks. They're nice folks up there. But I think the Knicks win. It's just a matter of how do I want to back the Knicks. Honestly, a minus 140 though, I would be okay. I would be okay just taking that. But these exact outcomes are a little bit more fun. So maybe I'll join you there with the Knicks to win in 7 at 4-1. You know what else is fun? Spending the summer at Circa Las Vegas. And they are offering the ultimate getaway package for just $400. This is actually crazy. A 2-night stay at Circa, a $100 dining credit, a $100 beverage credit, and your very own daybed at Stadium Swim, where the party never stops. Can confirm. They were popping bottles at 8 a.m. when I was there. All for just $400, resort fees and taxes included. This limited time offer is valid for stays between May 26th and September 4th. So book now, don't miss out. Lock in your all-in summer package at circalasvegas.com. Again, that is circalasvegas.com for your all-in getaway package, just $400. Coming up next, we haven't talked NHL yet, so let's do that. Let's go from the heat in Vegas to the cool of the ice. We're going to talk Game 7 between Toronto, Florida tonight, and keep you updated on the championship and a few other games going on here. This is Live Bet Sunday. Don't go anywhere.
This is Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back into Live Bet Sunday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I'm Grace Remington with Will Hill, keeping you up to date with all the sports action and live betting throughout the afternoon. Right now, Scheffler hanging on to his one-stroke lead at the PGA Championship out of the bunker, just lands it. We've got a medium-sized putt coming up here. He is through 13. John Rahm is one stroke behind him through 15. Then DeChambeau and JT Poston, 3 strokes back, tied at 7 under for the tourney, tied at third. the Thunder running away with this one, 106-74 up on the Nuggets now, less than 10 minutes left in regulation here. And the other night, we got the New York fans chanting the na 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 na. I don't know if the OKC fans will be as energetic with this one, but it looks like they can pack it up nonetheless.
Thunder pulling away. For those that listen to my podcast, named called Shoulda Bet More, this is a shoulda bet more situation. OKC just dominated the second half. Could see it coming with the way the second quarter went. Denver had a good first quarter, but since then it has been a complete runaway. OKC has looked like the freight train they were in the regular season, and this has looked like basically the varsity versus the JV. So it's been a party in OKC for a while. We'll see how long they leave the starters out there. As you still see Holmgren, Caruso, a lot of these guys still out there, but this is going to be a decisive OKC victory. They will head on to the conference finals, and they are in good shape here, my opinion, to get to a finals and to win a championship, 106-74 with 9:36 left. So the Thunder are pulling away, and I don't have the screen on in front of me, but it looks like Scottie Scheffler is pulling away based on the odds. He is up to a -800 favorite. Rahm at 7-1. So let's check. As Scheffler still has a one stroke lead, but he the algorithm, the live odds always know something that we don't. So Scheffler in good shape here. It looks like to extend the lead at -800. He is as big a favorite as he's been all day. I think he opened the day right around this number. I saw -1,000 earlier in the day, but -800 is the highest favorite he's been in a long, long time here.
After round 3, he was -400.
450, yeah. So maybe after a couple of holes, he was -1,000.
Oh, wow. Today? Or yesterday?
Yeah, I saw -1,000. Maybe an hour before our show, I was looking and he was -1,000. I think two holes in, maybe after that birdie on the second hole, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, John Rahm here with a clean day, though. 3 birdies, no bogeys. Scheffler was three bogeys on the front 9, 2 birdies on the day. So you can play a clean day and still, Scottie's done enough. He's going to get you. There's a reason why he is short odds favorite in every single tournament. It's kind of unfair. But you know what? Let's get to this Game 7 in hockey tonight.
Sure.
Because as sports fans, we love Game 7s. So Florida and Toronto, the Leafs going back home. After Game 5, if you went on social media, it was all Leafs gonna Leafs, same old Toronto. They got steamrolled 6-1 on home ice in Game 5, but then they turned around, shut out the Panthers 2-0 in Game 6, and here they are, forcing Game 7. They are the home underdog, +118 on the money line. The Panthers -141 with a total here of 5.5. And some interesting history going opposite directions here. So Toronto has lost 6 straight Game 7s. Panthers coach, though, Paul Maurice, in his career has won 5 straight Game 7s. So if you want to go with history, it's pointing one way there. Were you able to look at this game, Will? I know you're not the biggest hockey bettor, but maybe did you have any hockey buddies out there who gave you a play for today?
I played under 1.5 in the first period. You have to lay like $1.50 or so, but I do think we're going to see a tight start, a nervous start, which look, it's Game 7. So nerves, you don't want to lose it right away. You don't want to make a mistake. And this isn't even, you don't have to be a hockey expert. You're just following sports. You just know that Game 7, it's a little conservative to start. Just same reason that the Super Bowl is usually low scoring to start. Biggest game of your life, biggest game of the season. You don't want to screw it up. You don't want to lose it right away. So come out a little conservative, a little tight. I think we see a slower scoring start. So I don't mind laying the juice here. Game 7 unders are usually a pretty good trend. Hockey, NBA. So I will go with the first period under. Plus it keeps you away from anything late where a team is chasing and then they pull the goalie and then you get a goal or two cheap in the last few minutes. So under 1.5 in the first period. And I will say, I haven't bet it yet, but I am going to bet Toronto. I think Toronto wins. I just think it's their time. I've liked this team. I've watched them a lot in this postseason.
Ooh.
The fact that they were able to gut up and win that Game 6 on the road, You never know how one game transitions to the next, because you would have never thought after Game 5 that they were in good shape to win Game 6. But that will be a raucous environment tonight. I know Florida, the hockey people will say is the better team, and the market says the better team is they're the favorite on the road, slight favorite on the road. But I think Toronto gets it done. Do you have any bets, any gut feel on who wins this game?
Yeah, this is one of those things where my heart is definitely going one way, which says I have to be cautious because I don't want to bet my money with my heart. But I'm with you. I think it's Toronto's time. I mean, they've made it this far. They're the easier team to root for. So I kind of hope they pull it out. But I also agree that it'll be lower scoring. Leafs goaltender Joseph Woll is 4-1 in his last 5 elimination games. So he has some good experience there. And then on the other side, Sergei Bobrovsky has won his last 2 Game 7s with a goals against average below 2. So I do think, when we see these elimination games, it does play is a little bit more conservative because no one wants to be the first team to make a mistake. You're a little bit more cautious, I guess, more defense. But I do want to mention some of the plays from Jonathan Davis, our hockey expert over at vsin.com. He's so good at breaking down these games. He even said he was hesitant he typically gives like 10 to 15 player props. Typically all of them are at plus money too. But even today he said, I'm a little cautious betting these player goals and points props just because I think it'll be such a tight game. But he has Carter Verhaeghe to score an anytime goal at plus 280 and Verhaeghe over half assist at plus 182. Verhaeghe has 5 goals in 11 career playoff games against the Maple Leafs. He has 2 goals and 4 points in 2 career Game 7s. Then he has Brad Marchand over half an assist at plus 155. Brad Marchand anytime goal at plus 350. He's averaged a point a game against Toronto in the playoffs and has 7 points. That's 3 goals, 4 assists in his 12 career elimination games. And then he's also looking at William Nylander, who has gone 4 games without a goal, but last season scored all 3 of his playoff goals in elimination games. So that's pretty nuts. Some players they just come up big in clutch time. But he also has a parlay here. Florida plus 2.5, so I think that's an alt puck line. Toronto plus 2.5 alt puck line, and the under 6.5. If you parlay those 3 things together, it comes out to minus 129. He's played 2 units on it, so that's interesting. That's pretty much a low-scoring 1-goal game, is what he's saying. Can't say I've ever placed a hockey parlay with 2 alt puck lines, but it'll be a fun one. Game 7. Honestly, that's all you can ask for. So I'm excited.
We do have odds now updated in the PGA. Scotty Scheffler, minus 3,000. John Rahm, 25-1. Everyone else, 60-1 or greater. This looks like, barring a collapse, that this is going to be Scheffler holding up the trophy here at PGA.
Right. Especially as most of these players at the top of the leaderboard they're either finished or they're heading into the Green Mile, which there have only been, I don't have the graphic in front of me, but just a handful of guys who have either played the Green Mile even or under par in this tournament, and Scheffler was one of them. So, yeah, this looks like it's about wrapped up here. He just scored a birdie on hole 14. As we have more NBA, as the NBA playoffs continue, make sure you check out our partner, ProfitX. They are offering the best odds all playoffs long. Now, what is ProfitX? It's a peer-to-peer sports betting exchange available in more than 40 states. You will be able to make your sports picks against other groups of fans. So you could actually bet against Will Hill himself rather than against the sports books. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. You can even request your own odds. Download ProfitX today with the code VSIN, that's VSIN, and earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. Again, that is ProfitX. Download it and use the code VSIN.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, You know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.